Hey guys, I have two really tiny ones for you today, no sexual innuendo intended, and if I push this button they'll activate them both. As you see, they do approximately the same thing but in two different ways. For starters, the one on the right is a little bit faster than the one on the left. Now, this spits out two blocks while this spits out one, and that's the second difference between the two. The one on the right is a stackable double piston extender, while the one on the left is a non-stackable toggle double piston extender. And the one on the right is a little bit larger just because to make it stackable you have to make it one wide as well if you want to have it small at all, and that's what I have here. This is 20 blocks while the smaller one is 16 blocks. Now stackable is different than tileable, which is different than staggerable, which some people might have you believe that they're all exactly the same thing, but in reality they're not. And I'll explain the differences at the end of the video. Right now I just want to show you guys what I'm going to be teaching you how to build, and this might be useful for like a bridge or something, and this one might be useful for, let's say, a door. I'm not really sure what people use double piston extenders for, but apparently you guys must have some reason, since pretty much every single double piston extender video that I've ever found has like 1,000 views, so I honestly don't know. If you guys can think of a good reason, and if it's original, post in the comments, because I'm interested to hear what you guys think is a pretty good use for these. But right now I'm going to jump right into the tutorial. Alright guys, I'm going to be showing you how to build the smaller one first. What you need to do is place two pistons and then a block here and then a block there. Make sure that this is a solid block. That can be whatever, I don't really care at all. Then down diagonal from this back piston, you're going to want to have a block and then have a button on that, and then have a torch there, and then a repeater on 3 going into a dust, and then have a torch on the underside of that. Now what's happening here is first this piston extends because this torch tower that turns off and that turns on, pushing allowing this piston to push, and then that piston will be where I'm standing right now, and then this will still be on for just one tick because this 3-tick repeater is still on because it has 3 ticks of delay, and then it'll either spit the block out or retract it because, like I said earlier, it is getting a 1-tick signal and sticky pistons do that. And then and regardless of what it does, this piston will retract it, and then it'll give out a pulse just in case there was a block there. It'll retract it, and it'll retract it again. Now I'm going to be showing you how to build the stackable one now. This one you're going to need a little bit more space, so I'm going to be showing you how to build 3 at a time. There we go. And note that you could just expand this out however long you want. Doesn't really matter. So first have your dust like that diagonal to the back piston, and then have 3 sticky pistons facing down, have cauldrons and then water in all of them. Over here you're going to want to have more solid blocks, and then what you're going to need are repeaters in front, and then comparators in the back. And it might be a little bit tricky to place these comparators, but you're going to have to place them one at a time like that. Now on top you're going to need 3 repeaters on 2, and then that'll just hover above those, and then you could just have the input power any of these dust and it'll still work. And that's it. So what's happening here is essentially the same thing. First, these back pistons get powered by this dust, and then these pistons over here just update them instantly. So that'll push them in front of here where I'm standing right now, as you just saw. And then this comparator and this repeater will still be on. The repeater is there for delay, by the way. I really wish there was a way to do it without it. That would be a lot nicer, but you do need that extra delay. Now, it'll push it to there, and once again, it'll send a 1-tick pulse, and it'll either spit the block out or retract it. And then finally, this piston will retract that, and then this these rows of blocks are still being powered by these repeaters, so it'll just send that pulse just in case there was a block that it was retracting, rather. I can't speak today. Alright, now the finale of this video is the difference between A, stackable, B, tileable, and C, staggerable. Now, besides the fact that they all have a bulls, they all have to do with being next to each other and how they work relative to each other. Now, stackable means that you can have a whole bunch of units, like left to right, up and down, back and forth, all 3 dimensions or whatever. You can have them all next to each other, and they'll still work. It'll just, but they'll just all activate at the same time, like that. Tileable means that they all act independently from one another. I think I have here we go. This is a good example over here. My flip-flop, they interact with each other, but they also act independently of another, if you kind of get what I'm saying. It's not like if I push one button, they'll all turn off, if you know what I mean. And staggerable means that you have more than one design, that when you tile next to each other, they'll all work independently one another, just like tileable. Now let's say you have an A design and then a B design, and then you just switch that and just line them up however, and then they'll all work independently from another. This is good for like logic. I know people use this in adders a lot. And then sometimes they even have an A, B, and C version, but this is a bit rarer. I think they use this kind in RAM or something. I'm not really much of a logic person, but that's a little bit of insight into the difference between stackable, tileable, and staggerable. And then you guys might be like, zombachu, that's not how it works, but the general redstone community has kind of sort of agreed. They've never really explicitly said it, but people are like, hey, this is tileable, and people are like, yeah, and then like they nod their heads and stuff. Or like people are like, hey, this is stackable, and then people are like, no, that's tileable, you idiot. And then yeah, that's basically how these definitions formed. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next video, goodbye.